Hey, what's up, everybody? Hey, my name is Alex, and if you guys may not remember me, I am the creator of Rain, the artificial intelligent holographic assistant. So I'm not very popular, and maybe in the future I will be. I don't know. But I want to give you an update. Last time I gave you an update, an actual full video, was almost 6 months ago. And at that time, I was very new and didn't understand too much. And once again, still, I'm going at this alone and building everything from scratch. From the coding, from the physical hardware, from even physics, understanding how light works and photons, all that jazz. Anyways, so I wanted to give you an update of my progression and where I see the future of Rain. So last I left you off was basically Rain could do a lot at that time. Rain could basically typically do the same thing as an assistant could do, such as Alexa and Google Home. But I wanted to go further with that. I hated the way Google Home and Cortana and Alexa looked, and I felt that it was a very stagnant object, and it was basically just something there for decoration. I didn't think, it could be classified as an AI. So back in July, and even further before that, I was trying to learn how to incorporate neural networking, machine learning, and different models into Rain. So one of the things, I tried different models and stuff like that, but at the time, I didn't have the data set and basically the unstructured data to make a well-trained model. So back in July, in the beginning of July, I added GPT-3. Now, I know a lot of you guys know GPT-3 chat now, because it's now publicly released to basically everybody back in November, and it's an amazing thing, and props to OpenAI, or OpenAI, for releasing that and helping my progression. So one of the main goals I wanted to do was continue to make Rain more a sci-fi, very cool, very personal, assistant. And one of my main goals out of everything, I know my videos are silly and kind of dumb, and I have anime girls and stuff like that. That's just my personal taste. I like anime. Who doesn't like a pretty girl? Whatever. But once again, like I said in the very beginning of the first video 6 months ago, that it can be anything you want. It could be a family member, it could be a dog, it could be a cartoon, it could just be whatever you want. It doesn't have to be Rain. You can name it whatever you want. Jim, Joe, Bill, Alien, whatever. I wanted to make it personalized to the end user. So that was one of my main goals. In fact, when I was getting the patent for Rain, when I was doing the description and stuff like that, just to give you a little backstory, I spent my life as a caregiver, watching a lot of my friends who don't really have any friends, or just really lonely and stuff like that, or people who need somebody there, and they have nobody. They have no friends, they don't have family, they don't have anything like that, and they don't have anybody to talk to. And I think a lot of people don't realize that having family and friends and stuff like that is a real luxury. Even nowadays, everybody's so busy, they don't have time to sit down and basically have a family dinner, or they may not even have anybody to talk to, and it's really hard on people. And I saw that a lot at hospitals. I saw that a lot at nursing facilities, that these people just sit in the room all day and don't have anybody to talk to. So that was one of my main goals, was to basically have something that was more personal to the end user, where they could make it, whatever they wanted, and actually have a in-depth conversation. So when making Rain, that was one of my biggest decisions. So once again, excuse me, I'm just trying to get this video out as fast as possible, just to give you guys some sort of update. I hate leaving you guys hanging. If you also, guys, if you want further information and stuff like that, always check out the website, the socials and stuff like that. If you have any questions, go ahead and contact me. If you want to join the team and you want to continue my research on Rain, and maybe hopefully that we can get it out there, go ahead and contact me. I'd love to hear your proposal, and I would love to hear your contribution. So anyways, enough of that stuff. So you guys are probably asking, well, what could Rain do in the past? And I'll show you some of these old clips here. Rain, open Outlook. Rain, open Adobe. As you guys see, that Rain back in the days could be hooked up to smart devices such as your lights, any smart, devices, pretty much anything you could kind of think of, such as light bulbs, thermostats, stuff like that. And that's a typical thing of an assistant. That's what you want the assistant. You want to say, hey, turn off the lights, hey, turn on the fan, or basically, start this or set a timer for that. That's old school, or that's old in the past kind of stuff. So, I did that with, using Python and the modules and stuff like that, and incorporated that. So Rain, by default, will always have that. So, one of the other things Rain could do in the past, and still can, is also it can be integrated with OSs, such as Windows and other things like that. So if I, say, hey Rain, start Outlook, start QuickBooks, go ahead and open Excel and stuff like that, boom, there you go. It's incorporated into your everyday other technologies, and I see that as a benefit for any kind of company to get stuff automated. Now, the benefits of Rain being incorporated into OS is it can use basically the automation software such as PowerShell, EXEs, MSIs, different kind of bat scripts. Also can use start Microsoft's Power BI. You can also start Microsoft's Power Automate, which can automate a lot of your tasks. So one of my goals was like, okay, well, I want something to basically do all of that. I want to walk in, to my office, to my facility, wherever I'm at, and start my computer and have my assistant right there and say, hey, Rain, I want you to run, this EXE or this script right now. So I can say, hey, Rain, run this EXE, and it automatically does that. And that script or that application and stuff like that can be an automation process. So I wanted something that automatically knew what to do, no questions asked, wasn't busy, like I said, as typical, employee and stuff like that, or just a typical person that can automate your stuff. So yeah, Rain can still do that. She's incorporated into the OS, also using different automation tools to work side by side. Now, the other thing was, I think back in the day, was I hated the way that Rain sounded. Now, it uses the traditional TTS, which would be the, text-to-speech for its output, okay? So I didn't like the way it sounded. It always sounded rough. It always sounded like that generic computer thing, basically, yes, I'm a computer, blah, 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 blah. And no matter if you basically tone the pitch and stuff like that, anybody who does any kind of, live voice text-to-speech knows that it's very difficult to do anything live at that time. So one of my main goals during these months was basically, how can I synthesize the voice live? Okay, so when I ask it a question and say, hey, Rain, what's the weather? What are your thoughts on who's going to win the World Series? Or, what are you thinking? Stuff like that. I wanted it to be an actual sounding person. And it is very, very, very difficult to do this. Very difficult to do this. Now you can basically use deep fakes. You can use different software to synthesize voices, and you can make them sound like whatever you want, and that's well and good, and it's actually not that difficult. The issue is to have it live and synthesize live. So that that is very difficult. So what I did was I ended up teaming with Microsoft and their Azure and their machine learning modules and stuff like that, and their AI, basically voice synthesizer. So now I use Azure, part of my organization. I use the Microsoft tools to synthesize the voice into a more natural sounding voice live. So that was very, very huge. I figured out how to do that and synthesize it. So now when I ask a random question, it doesn't sound like a stupid robot. So that was one of the big things, and I'll demonstrate here in one of these videos. Hey Rain, what's your favorite quote?
Ain't no fun if the homies can't have none. Snoop Dogg.
Another thing, what I wanted to do was I didn't like the way Rain looked, not as a character or whatever. I just didn't like it. Wasn't functional for me. It wasn't basically how would I put this, like basically small enough, I guess you could say that. It wasn't very small, so I was thinking, okay, well, how can I make this more compact and more something that somebody can use on their desk? I don't want to go against the original design. I love that design and stuff like that. It's more bigger and better. You can see the design, and you can see the characters, and you can see the three-dimensional objects better. So I still want to stick with the design. I really like that design, and maybe in the future I can better critique it and stuff like that. But during that time, in the 6-month period, I looked at different ways to make this smaller. And let me tell you, working with any kind of photons, light, physics is stupidly difficult. So it is very, very difficult to get light to do what you want it to do. So anyways, after a few months, after testing and looking up different things and trying, once again, everything is from scratch. I don't have anything to really go on. So what I did was incorporate this design model, and I'll show you here. And this is a more functional design where it's actually, I want to say, it looks like a Keurig basically, and you can sit on your desk anywhere you want, and it's still a holographic display, but it's a much smaller and denser design and more sleek and stuff like that. Eventually I wanted to make it smaller and smaller and stuff like that, but this is one step, and this is another form of the model of Rain. So I want to present you guys with that. Other than that, once again, I appreciate everything and all the support. Once again, I'm not very big, and hopefully in the future I'll get really big, but once again, I'm doing this all by myself, and it's a fun dream of mine, and it's something that it's a fun dream of mine, and it's something that I want everybody. It's a fun dream of mine, and in the future, I believe this is the future of automation, the future of AI, and stuff like that. The machines are very cold. They're one-sided. Any kind of machine learning, any kind of MLA student any kind of AI student, you know, generic, anything in the tech world. If you look behind the scenes, everything is just going to be strings, pointers, and stuff like that. Machine learning, same thing. Data sets, algorithms, linear regression, stuff like that. Weighted, and it's just not, you know, to a normal person, nobody wants to know about that. People want to see things. People want to experience things, and they want stuff like this. And this has been tried and tried again, but I believe truly that nowadays with the AI and machine learning and with the more advancements in technology, this will be the future of AI and how it's displayed. So I appreciate everything, and I hope to hear from you guys. And once again, if you guys want any information, once again, the website at redrainai.com. If you guys want to check that out, you know, just go to hit me up with a message or check out the socials and stuff like that. Any kind of support, I appreciate it. And once again, if you guys want to hop on board and, you know, contribute to RAIN, and you have ideas and you want to be part of this organization, just reach out to me, and you know, we can talk and stuff like that, and hopefully we can work something out. And once again, this is Alex, creator of RAIN, and I appreciate you guys.